turns out I can believe it's not butter.
Fair enough.
Hello and welcome to the Phil Shy podcast. I'm Peter Bell and with me as always the nice man in comedy, Paddy Linton.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm no bad, how are you?
I'm good. My voice is fucked for the fringe.
Fringe flu?
No fringe flu. Just for screaming at Americans in the street.
What you don't know is Paddy's got to go and host a show for 3 hours a night.
I know, so I should just rest my voice and sit here like just smiling and nodding at you.
Oh, don't do that, please, for the love of God.
It was good. Fringe was good. Won an award.
They did, yeah.
Me and Ian won an award for best poster. And the funny thing about that is we didn't print a single poster. Like we couldn't afford to print posters. But we were like, fuck it, we'll enter it anyway. And then we didn't show up to the award ceremony because we were both getting pished in some pub. We were like, some posh cunt will win it. There's no point in going. And then like another comedian we knew came down the street with an envelope. 300 banger.
Aye, you can't argue with that.
Aye, and I think we get some deal for next year.
To be fair, it was probably the best poster out there. Man.
It was up there.
Aye, definitely.
Wee sausages.
You glad the fringe is over the way?
Aye, it wasn't as intense as last year, but
no.
It's all right. How about you? How you doing?
I can't even talk about it. Just work was a ball.
Right.
So someone in work was very annoying, but I can't really go into details about it, just in case someone else in work watches this fucking podcast.
Aye. So, just grass them.
Everybody in work's lovely. That's all I'll say about it. But anyway, we'll actually just get started in the pod because I don't want to let myself in trouble. So transfer window, obviously that's still open and that's where all the big stories are coming from. I've got a list of some here, but actually the most recent one that is underway is Liverpool are looking like they're going to get Federico Chiesa from Juventus for about £12 million.
Is that it?
Yeah. For those who don't really know Chiesa, he was one of, if not the standout player when Italy won the Euros in 2021.
Yep.
He's a very talented winger. The problem is I think he's been a bit inconsistent as of late, so that's why the price is so low. And Juventus are just desperate for money. But I mean, £12 million, you probably won't walk into that first team, but as a backup to that front line,
aye.
I said, for your first signing in the transfer window, that's an incredible bit of business.
Is that Liverpool's first signing?
Yeah. I mean, I think they've brought in like players for the youth squads and stuff like that, but they've not made a first team signing as of yet. He'll be the first one.
12 million banger. Well, his dad was a player, wasn't he?
Aye.
Played for Parma, was it?
I mean, see, this is the thing about old Italian footballs, particularly from the 90s, not just Italians, anyone that's played in Serie A in that period of time, they played for every Serie A club.
If he played for Parma, he played for Sampdoria.
When you look at Christian Vieri and Batistuta and all those guys, they played for like Inter, AC, Juve, Lazio, Parma. And back then you would have had like Empoli and all those kind of guys that they would have played for as well. They didn't care.
Almost like they were trying to launder hundreds of money over.
Allegedly. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on
they definitely were, mate. Like, we can talk about it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
Italian football league is corrupt.
It was pretty rife. And it didn't stop then because there was obviously Calciopoli with the scandal with the Juve later and that. But they definitely don't do that anymore.
Definitely don't.
Yeah, no.
Roy Keane was talking about how he thought that they were juicing back in the day as well. Like on a podcast, I heard them talk about it, saying they was playing against Juve and he was just looking around and he was like, nobody else was out of breath. It was like the 70th minute.
Aye. Well,
he's got his hands in his knees.
That could also be, though, that the players in Italy might have lived a slightly healthier lifestyle than the players in England. Just saying.
Roy Keane was like, had 8 pints of cider the night before.
Exactly. I mean, when you look at Maldini, like when he retired at like 40, he then went and started being a tennis player. So I don't think it was just yeah. He played like one professional match, didn't go well for him. But you know.
But imagine even trying. Imagine having the balls to try that in your 40s. Like, fuck it.
To be fair, if you're Maldini,
I'm going to enter Wimbledon.
If you're Maldini, though, why wouldn't you think you could do that? Because your life's pretty much gone exactly how you wanted it. You know? What a player he was. So yeah, Chiesa to Liverpool. I think that's a brilliant signing. I think it's dirt cheap to the point where I'm wondering why no one else put a bit down for him, because there's a lot of other teams you think could have gone for him. I mean, for what João Felix is going to bring Chelsea.
Yep.
A similar kind of position they'll play in, because
same amount of minutes probably as well.
Aye. Although he did play the weekend, obviously, but You said Chiesa for £12 million would have been such a. I'm glad Chelsea didn't get him because I quite like watching Chiesa play.
Plus Chelsea have got 70 fucking players in their
Well,
squad.
we'll get on. In fact, let's just go into that now, right? So Chelsea, because their business isn't over. Obviously, they signed João Felix, 46, I think it'll rise to in the end £1 million.
Yeah.
As they continue to just buy every player available in the market and somehow escape punishment from financial fair play.
Aye.
It doesn't make any sense. But they're thinking of bringing in Jadon Sancho from Manchester United.
How much will that cost?
I don't know,
40
but I
million
think
minimum?
basically that it isn't a swap deal, but the likelihood that Sterling is going to go to United. So basically the two deals will fund each other kind of thing.
Aye.
So, I mean, I think to me, United are getting a better deal out of that because
Aye.
Sterling's more of a proven Premier League
If their
player.
wages are similar, I'd much rather have Sterling. than
Yeah,
Sancho.
exactly. But obviously, from a Chelsea point of view, they're thinking Sancho will have higher resale value because of the age difference. So,
What a career. Like, Sterling's only 29, by the way.
oh yeah,
I thought he was well older because he broke through when he was like 16.
Aye.
And like, what a career he said. Started at Liverpool,
Man City,
Man City,
Chelsea,
and then
potentially Man United. It's Beardsley-esque, isn't it?
United. Beardsley-esque. That's never been said before.
I mean, very good player as well. But I think he's the last player that played for City, Liverpool, and United.
Is it?
I think so. But yeah, and also Chelsea are thinking about making a move for Ivan Toney because fuck the police. What they're gonna do?
Aye. So they're going to spend another like 80 million there as well.
Well, he's only got a year left in his contract. I think Saudi were going to pay 50 million for him. Obviously, Chelsea, I don't think will want to pay that. They said that they'll buy him if the deal's reasonable. But what a reasonable deal looks like to Chelsea, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Because they're also maintaining a slight interest in Osimhen from Napoli. Now that
He will cost a bomb as well.
well, Lukaku's going the other way. Napoli need to sell.
Aye.
PSG were the only other team interested, and they said, "Nah, they're asking for too much." So that does
They've
suggest.
got
to me-
Lukaku as well.
I know. Well, not for much longer. He's on his way.
Do you think like this bully cunt's just playing Monopoly with football players? He's just going to try to get them all.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. You'd think that once a Russian oligarch leaves your team, it wouldn't get more mental.
Aye.
But it has. Like a guy that used to be pals with Putin leaves the club, and then somehow it's got more insane, and still escaping punishment.
Do you know anything about this bully guy's background? I don't know anything about him.
No, I think he's just the front
Just
for
eccentric
the.
billionaire.
I think he's just the front for the investment firm. Like I don't know how much of the money's actually his and how much is
Aye.
from the other investors. I think he's just the face of it. You picked the wrong face, guys. That's what I'll say because he doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing.
I thought you were just saying his face was bogging. You picked the wrong face.
Mate,
he's
people in
fucking ugly as
glass
sin.
houses have to masturbate in the basement. That's what I say. So I'm not casting any aspersions about that. Other deals that have been done or are on their way to being done. Arsenal have now signed Mikel Merino, who returns to the Premier League from the first time since his loan at
Newcastle United.
Newcastle United, where he played 7 games.
Yeah.
But he did actually look good. I've seen some clips of him at Newcastle and he looked pretty decent. But I'm not basing his talent on his time at Newcastle
Aye.
or his work with Spain and
Who was it? Who
Sociedad.
would they have been playing under at that time?
So
Rafa.
it might have
Probably.
been Rafa or it might have been Steve Bruce because a lot of the clips I saw were against Arsenal and based on the players that were in that Arsenal team, I would be either the tail end of Rafa or the start of Steve Bruce. So what a weird signing for Steve Bruce to make though, if it was him.
Aye, that's why I said Rafa.
It's got to be Rafa.
It has to be
doesn't
Rafa,
it?
doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's got to be Rafa.
It's Spanish.
There's no way Steve Bruce has gone, I know this lad.
Aye.
So yeah, he's come in. I think he'll be a brilliant signing because he's a great dribbler. He's very good at reading the game. Being Spanish, he can pass because they all can.
Just being Spanish.
Yeah, I mean, have you seen a Spanish player that can't pass the ball?
Aye, there's probably one. Like, wee guy that works in a hotel in Benidorm or something, do you know what I mean?
I bet he still can compared to
I know,
our equivalent hotel worker.
Could find you with a fucking mojito for 40 yards.
You've also picked the most English place in all of Spain.
My brain was scrambling. Could I say somewhere nice?
Such a scheme kid
I know,
thing.
I know. Could I
Right, think
say
of a place in Spain, Benidorm.
the Blackpool of Spain? Aye.
He's also quite a decent tackler as well. So like that kind of box to box role.
Yeah.
I think he's a good acquisition. I'm very happy about that. Nketiah is on the verge of a move to Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
And based on the weekend, they do need a striker. Arsenal are getting 30 million for him, which is what they wanted. Potentially can then reinvest that in the squad. So basically, I think for this, everyone's kind of a winner from it. Because Nketiah will get more game time.
What happened to Mattea?
He's still there.
Aye, but he scored like 8 goals in like 6 games in the last.
Aye.
The tail end of last season. I think he played at the Olympics, which is a weird choice.
Aye. Well, I mean, like, France aren't exactly going to take Mbappe to that.
I know why, but isn't it usually like your fucking under 21s or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really follow Olympics football. I know Brazil, like the South American teams take it a lot more seriously than the European teams. But I think Mateta is 2 games in, so you can't really judge the fact that they haven't scored. And they played West Ham, and West Ham are solid. So
even Nketiah goes to Palace. Does that mean we get Edouard back at Celtic?
Possibly, but do Celtic need Edward?
I'd take him in a minute.
So,
especially if like
City don't have to pay anything near what they sold him for.
If the rumours about Kyogo to City are true.
Oh no, that's like all the news has come out that City aren't intending to bring in any striker to replace Alvarez. They're just going to go with what they've got, which seems to be fine.
It's going to work out all right. Wouldn't be worried.
But I might have, like, Arsenal fans are going, well, you know, Jesus is always injured, so are we going to bring in a striker now because you've just sold the backup striker? And well, obviously Havertz is playing up front right now, but ideally you'd want someone else in there. I don't know if they will, but now that the £30 million deal is almost done, they could potentially go out and bring someone else in. Yeah, but we'll just need to wait and see for that. Anything else? Brighton ignored our pleas and signed Matt O'Reilly, which rude, to be honest. I mean, there is a chance they don't watch the Phil Shy podcast, but I just don't believe that. I don't believe that.
This is the place to come for all your transfer. Player ratings.
26 million rising to 30, I think is what it is, with add-ons. Which, bear in mind, Celtic bought him for 1.5 million is pretty good business.
Celtic have been class at that for the last 15 years.
You can't, like, it's not the size of club or the bank balance of a club to turn down a £30 million offer for a player.
That's essentially what you get for qualifying for the Champions League.
yeah, basically, aye. So as far as Brighton are concerned, they're getting a really good player. He can dribble, he can score. Gets lots of assists and also gets injured in his first game.
Oh, do you see the tackle? It was brutal.
Like, see, they don't love you like we do.
One back.
Take
him back for 15 million.
He's hurt. It's such a shame for him because I think he'll do quite well down there. And with Gilmore looking like he's going to leave, I still can't remember what club he's going to, but it's only like £12 million, which. For someone as young in that, as talented as that,
is there no rumor that he was going to Napoli?
It is an Italian team.
So funny, like just all these Italian guys, and then Billy Gilmore just in the corner, eating toast and beans.
Well, Lewis Ferguson's out there, and
so he is.
Aaron Hickey, I'm sure, was playing in the Italian league. So I don't know. It's a place to go if you're Scottish these days. It's just asking if they'll deep fry a pizza in Naples.
Can you battle that?
I just get stabbed. But it seems awfully low. I can only think his contract's almost up with Brighton because he's quite young. He's very talented. £12 million seems insane.
It's because he's Scottish.
That's not good enough, mate.
Gilmore, mate. Gilmore 40 million.
I'm not sure that's true anymore with Brazil. Is there anything else? Any other one? Oh yeah, so we already discussed potentially United bringing in Sterling, but it looks like they are going to get Ugarte from PSG. Finally signing a defensive midfielder, the position they've needed for a season and a half at least. £50.7 million from PSG. I think it's a.
This is worth fuck all if you keep starting Harry Maguire.
yeah.
Like, honestly.
Not the licht.
Aye. What are you doing?
We'll cover that with the game, but yes, I agree. 100%.
Baffles me, man. Like,
but they've finally targeted the position that they needed to improve on the most. I know £50.7 million a lot for a guy that's main, I think, possibly only experience in Europe is I think no, he played somewhere else before PSG, but it's mostly in France. But he is Uruguayan, so I don't think the physicality of the Premier League is going to be that much of a problem for him, because you know what they're like.
They're all mad cunts.
Is there any other transfer news that you're aware of?
Did Brighton signed somebody else? I can't remember who it was.
They did. I can't pronounce his name though, because one.
Have a crack at it,
one,
man.
I don't remember it. Two, but yeah, I mean, in fact, that is the point. Brighton have spent nearly 200 million this transfer window, and they've not, aside from Pascal Gross, they've not really sold any of their first team, which must be a weird feeling for a Brighton fan.
Aye, because they usually just sell all their best players
to Chelsea.
Aye. But for like crazy money. I'm sure over the last like few years, they're well in the green.
Oh yeah, I mean that's about 3 of the players they've sold to Chelsea. About that probably that they've just spent in this window, so they don't need to worry about FFP. They'll be fine.
Aye.
But maybe that's why they haven't sold anybody. It's because Chelsea aren't looking at their players anymore. They've looked at Cucurella and gone, we're not going back to this.
Cucurella's alright, by the way.
He was alright for Spain. Last year for Chelsea he was dog shit.
I think it's just because he's got a daft haircut.
He does, but so did David Luiz.
It makes you want to slap him.
And his attitude as well. That doesn't help. But
like if you've got a daft haircut, don't like at least be sound.
Yeah. Then again, David Luiz wasn't sound.
Then again, Jack Traynor.
I mean, some of you'll get that, but okay. So the only other bit of news to talk about, obviously, is that Sven-Goran Eriksson died. We covered him like his career and stuff when we found out about his condition. So if you want to go back and watch that, you feel free to. But in true Phil tradition, all I can say is rest in peace and all that jazz.
Aye, big Sven.
Big Sven. Right, games from the weekend. Wolves versus Chelsea.
Mental.
Chelsea are a very confusing team.
Mental.
It's proper, in the words of Gennaro Gattuso, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I mean, it was a mental game. Like, it was funny that Madueke was
getting booed.
Talking shit about Wolverhampton, like on Instagram that morning, just saying like Wolverhampton's a fucking shithole, like for this place. And then he gets booed for the entire first half, and then he scores a hat trick in 17 minutes in the second half.
What was it he exactly said? Everything about this place is shit.
Yep. He's got a point though, hasn't he? Well, I've never been to Wolverhampton, but just the name.
Well, I haven't been since I was a kid.
The accent.
Yeah, and it was very misleading. I remember being very disappointed there was no Wolves.
Aye, exactly.
I did see there was some ham. I did see a man fighting a dog in a car park though.
Did you?
Aye.
Was it like a ticketed event?
It was just a woman shout, "Leave him, Terry, he's not worth it." And what made it worse, that was the fucking dog's name.
Oh, was it?
I made that up. None of that is true. I have been to Wolverhampton. The only notable thing about it was there was a lightning storm. That was it.
Right.
But they do all talk funny. Sorry, Jamie.
Is it Brumming?
Aye, it's worse. It's Black Country.
Where the cows go moo.
So it's like it's Chukter Brummy, basically, is what it is.
It's 2 words I never want to hear ever again.
It didn't put Chelsea off. Didn't put Madueke off either.
No,
he looked very good from the start, and then Chelsea get the corner, get a flick off the Wolves player, which was unfortunate. And Nicholas Jackson unmarked at the back post. Now I get it's Nicholas Jackson, so you might think we don't need to mark him.
Aye,
but just in case,
it's a decent finish.
I
love how he like stoked the fire as well by like celebrating right in front of all the Wolves fans.
Mate, it became a really spicy game.
But that's good. Like that's what you want.
It's going to be the new Newcastle Arsenal.
Because a Wolves Chelsea game could be a Sunday afternoon, 1 each.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? Like you want a bit of fucking spice to it.
You want somebody to die.
You want somebody to get like cut at least.
Mate, it was pretty insane. There was a couple of bust ups after goals.
Yeah.
Because I think
Cunha equalised and then he was
had a word with him,
giving it all that patter.
And then for some reason they all got involved. There was a couple of hard tackles as well.
Jackson scraps his own teammates for penalties. So
that is true.
Surprised.
He apparently, John Obi Mikel was calling him out last week, and he replied with like "fuck off with this shit, mate" or something like that.
Did he?
Aye.
Obi Mikel was a hard man, man.
Aye, I know. I would piss him. Also, like, he's beloved by Chelsea fans.
Yep.
So I just don't think that's a good way to ingratiate yourself with the Chelsea.
At least he's get rid of that stupid blue streak.
Yeah, that's true.
That was fucking.
Yeah, he just looks like a normal person now.
Aye, see the Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, remember the Norwegian striker who I couldn't remember his name and I just called him Jorgensen?
Mm-hmm.
It's Jorgen Strand Larsen. So I was,
Mate, that's all them.
I was almost there.
That's all the Swedish names.
And not a million miles away. And obviously he set up the offside goal.
Yeah,
Which didn't count, but I thought Wolves actually played really well. In that first half, they were really, really good. And they didn't deserve to be behind, in my opinion. What else would I say? What were their goals like again?
Cunha scored both of them.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, this is going to sound like an old man, like proper football man thing. The teams just don't know how to defend anymore, and we might have had this conversation last year, but
mate, there was a few examples this weekend where it was like horrific.
Yeah, really high lines, and then particularly bad from corners as well.
I like that. That makes games like 6-2. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's better than two teams going to try and know to get beat.
I know,
Which
but
is dull.
Just someone that played as in defence when I used to play, I'm like, fuck it. Even I know not to do that. Like, somebody look around and make sure there's no 3 guys unmarked at the back post that you're just going to let score. I mean, some of the goals, to be fair, were fantastic. Like, obviously, Palmer's goal was incredible. The long punt from Sanchez. I don't know if he means that because Sanchez seems a bit hapless at times, but
no, he definitely meant to just hoof it. I don't know if he meant it to be like that accurate, but he was like,
right into the path of Jackson.
But it's quite nice to see a keeper doing that now and again, rather than just like waiting till the whole team gets set up and fucking like throw a bit of chaos and just fuck up the park.
Just come out and say you don't like Pep Guardiola.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like everybody does that now.
Yeah,
like throw a wee bit of chaos in, and that can happen. Yeah,
I mean it was optimistic, but it worked. And but Palmer's finish was just outstanding. Obviously, Phil Shai's last season's goalkeeper of the year caught in no man's land.
Yep,
proving that we've still got the curse, guys. We've still got it. I mean, it would be very unlikely to predict that would happen anyway.
It's definitely not his fault.
No. And if your defence has got that high a line as a goalkeeper, you can't just stay on in your own 6-yard box. You've got to come up with it.
The centre back let the ball bounce, which is pure like rule number 1.
Well, that's potentially this is a result of them letting Max Kilman go to West Ham.
Yep.
Because
is it no like 40 million now?
£40 million, yeah. But I mean, the organisation he puts that back for and the confidence he clearly gave them and all that kind of stuff. I mean, proof of the pudding's the eating of it. Don't know why I said that.
You would know.
If only pudding was my problem, mate. It's pints.
It's pints, aye.
Well, sweet, delicious pints. Anyway, Wolves had a few other chances as well. They hit the bar. They had the offside goal. Yep. Gomez had a drive from miles out. And him wearing the number 8 shirt and having a dig from like 40 yards, I was like, is Neves back? Like, proper. He's clearly trying to embody Ruben Neves when he was doing that. And they definitely deserved to go into a draw at halftime. Arguably should have been winning that game for the chances they created. And then in the second half, they kind of just
fell to bits.
They couldn't. Their composure went. Chelsea were pressing really, really aggressively. You have to say that. And I don't know if Maresca went through them at halftime, but they looked a lot sharper.
Looked a lot better second half.
Yeah. And Wolves, the arse just fell at them, and they couldn't handle it at all. And as soon as the third goal goes in for Chelsea, that was it. And the partnership between Palmer and Madueke looked like that could be a very promising thing. And obviously, you've got to admire the balls of Madueke getting booed relentlessly by very angry Chukter Brummies. Apologise if anyone from Birmingham Googles Chukter and gets annoyed.
Try spelling it, fuck's sake.
That's because it's difficult to spell, not just because you're from Birmingham.
Both. That was both. Dublin in.
You're the Madueke in this podcast.
man.
But no, like he's a young guy. He's getting booed very aggressively, and he scores a hat trick. But again, this is what's gotten for him, because whilst he scored a hat trick, all the talk is going to be about Cole Palmer, because he got a hat trick of assists and scored a goal. And if anyone's got them in their fantasy team,
if you captained him, you're cheesing.
Captained Haaland. Worked all out.
I never changed my team. I captained Solanke, who was very much in the stands, mate. He's very much in the stands.
Yeah.
Do you get any points for like sitting watching?
No, I'm afraid not. I mean, you do if you pick the right team. But
that's the whole point. Yeah.
But no, Palmer was outstanding again. Everything good through Chelsea come through him. They're going to be in a real bit of bother if he picks up an injury. Because I don't know where the creative spark's going to come from if it's not him. Because he basically, like, as much as Madueke gets 3 goals, and I think he took at least 2 of them really, really well.
Yep.
He's not in that position if it's not for
Cole Palmer
putting him there. He basically puts him in a golden spot.
Yeah,
to
it's
score.
phenomenal.
Yeah, he's just outstanding. Like that was going to be one of the things I was wondering about this season. Obviously, that last season was his first real Premier League season. He made a couple of sub appearances before that, and then you're like, okay, is this kid going to be a 1-season wonder? Is it just he's new, people don't know how to handle him, all that kind of stuff? And he started like he never stopped.
Not a chance. Nah, he'll probably end up finishing with the most goal involvements again.
Yeah,
so he's already on 3 assists, and then he takes penalties for Chelsea.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, I don't know if they've had one yet this season, but they do tend to get a lot, because their players are so dribbly.
Yeah, dribbly.
Yeah, they're dribbly boys.
Dribbly boys.
That is a reference to JJ Bulla, but I want to be clear about
Is it?
Aye. But yeah, because they love taking people on and running with the ball.
Aye.
Like the odds of them getting fouled is quite high, so they will get a lot of penalties. And to be fair, Cole Palmer, he deserves every goal he gets because he's just that good. So I don't think anyone can go, oh, he's shite. He's just a penalty taker. He's an outstanding.
Oh no, I wasn't making that.
Oh no, I know.
At all, but it just means it pads his stats a fair bit.
Aye. Pedro Neto didn't hold back celebrating against his old club.
I know, mate.
He didn't even score.
Mate, he was crowd surfing it, and he didn't even score. He got an assist.
Just loving it, man.
That was mental. Although it's quite refreshing because football players are pure mercenaries now. So like, it's shite. Like a lot of players have got like 6 former clubs in the league.
Aye.
So like to score a goal and be like, nah.
I think.
I think crowd surfing's a bit over the top.
There's a couple of exceptions. One, if you came through the academy at a club.
Yeah. Or if you support them.
Aye. Or 2, if you've spent like 5 years plus at that club.
Aye.
It probably is a bit gauche to be crowd surfing and celebration. I'm not sure how long Pedro Neto spent there, but it must be getting on about 5 years. But
it was mental. I enjoyed that a lot.
I think he's just clearly looked at his new salary and gone, you know what, this is better.
Aye, this is well better.
I get to live in London. Everything is not
a
shithole. They can spell Chukter. It's amazing. The idea that Pedro Neto's ever heard the word Chukter. Never mind trying to spell.
May have.
Let's see if there's anything else about this goal. Yao Felix scored a brilliant goal.
Aye. It was the Neto assist. Aye.
Still don't think they needed him, but they've got him and he scored, so well done, Chelsea.
Weird signing, man.
It really is.
Because like they had him on loan and he was pish. So like after that, like that year on loan, you'd be like, let's not sign this guy. He's kind of pish.
What in defence of his year on loan, a lot of that was under Graham Potter and Frank Lampard. So everybody was pish.
Aye.
So like, you got to give him that leeway. Brighton Man United.
Hilarious.
Instantly
hilarious, man.
Yeah, so this is
funny.
what you mentioned earlier, and I do want to get into it. So United not starting to lift. I know he played at the Euros.
Yep.
But so did Harry Maguire, and he made it all the way. No, did he go? Did he get injured at some point, or was Maguire in the squad?
I can't remember, mate. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Fuck no, was it like this shows how much we pay attention to football that isn't the Premier League? But like lots of players played in the Euros.
Aye,
and are fresh to start.
That played this weekend,
and he plays as a centre back in internationally a possession dominant team.
Yeah.
So there's no reason for him not to be fit. So unless he's nursing an injury, in which case Man United need to stop buying players who are currently injured.
Yeah.
Because I am with Lenny Yoro. Why is he not starting? Because you can see how much of a difference he makes when he comes on.
I know.
And like so many of Man United's goals they concede are utterly preventable.
Aye. Just Maguire running a bit like a heedless chicken.
Running is a strong word.
Aye. A chicken that had some size of heat.
Meandering.
Get chopped off.
Lulling about. I don't know how you would describe his movement. Like a cow with 3 legs.
Aye. He's always off balance. It's hilarious.
Aye, it's like his limbs don't know what the other limbs are doing.
Aye.
Like it's just mental. Sorry, Slabhead. We said you'd be good for West Ham, just not Man United.
It's like he's constantly getting off an escalator.
A really fast.
Coming off a roundabout. When was the last time you came off a roundabout?
I don't know.
It's a shame to think that there was a time where it was the last time you came off a roundabout and you didn't even know.
Yeah, that is what a shame that is. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah.
That's sad,
do the
innit?
waltzers count as a roundabout?
No, mate, that's a fucking mechanised roundabout. Roundabout. The whole point of a roundabout is you provide the momentum.
Hello and welcome to the Roundabout podcast. When did you do it? Usually it was like your more or something like that.
No, we like up Ridley, we had to like grab the edge it and just skate round.
Oh, right,
Use
okay.
it like a scooter.
I genuinely thought you were about to say we'd get let a fucking
Or you would get somebody
moped.
on it and just like, aye, somebody done that, aye, you get a motorbike, put it against
Don't
it.
do that, by the way.
Aye.
Don't do that.
After a couple of hoochies, man.
That is a very dangerous idea. It started very end-to-end this game, and Dallo looked bright again.
Yeah.
I think he was their best player last season. And he actually made a very good block off the line as well in this game. But I think, again, this game pointed out just how much they need a defensive midfielder in there, because the whole defence looks completely on edge because of it. None of them look comfortable. It means the fullbacks are coming far narrower when defending because they don't want to rely on who's in the centre of the park to do that job. Which created space for I think who was on the right wing. It was Minta and Matoma.
Yep.
And it's Minta that finds Matoma that gets the ball in for that man
Danny
again, Danny Welbeck.
Well, there was a stat like out of all the former Manchester United players, he scored the most against them.
United. Yeah,
That's mad.
I know, and I have a go at him. Because
We all do. He's kind of straight.
Thank you. I said that to people all the time, and they were like, I thought I think he's pretty decent.
He was all right at Arsenal. He was all right for like a short period. He was all right.
I think people only liked him because he scored against Man United. But no, I never really rated him. Like I've probably said this in a pod before. I reckon when he was choosing who to keep it of him and Fraser Campbell, Ferguson, I said him or Fraser Campbell, he just flicked a coin. I think that was pretty much it. I will say Welbeck is better than Fraser Campbell, but that's not much of a compliment. What else is it? Oh, Danny Welbeck, man, yeah, obviously him scoring. If somebody had them in their fantasy team, one, well done.
Yeah.
Two, how drunk were you? Like genuinely, because I don't know who's picking him. The centre backs, like we were saying, you know how he moves. They were so static.
Yeah.
Completely static. It's almost like they should have they need a really mobile, intelligent centre back in that position playing the part.
There was something quite nice about watching the ball hit the back of the net while Bruno Fernandes is still on the deck moaning. Do you know what I mean? Just doing what he does.
Yeah.
Just moaning. Because
he
was
fouled, so not happy.
I don't know who the player who fouled, but there was both of them are pulling each other's shirt, and then he fouls the player, gets wave play on, they score for it, and he's still on the deck just greeting.
I know. Yeah. I mean, a fantastic player, but
he's a bell end,
utter knob, man. I try to think if there's anything else. United almost got back instantly.
Yep.
With Rashford. It was offside.
Mate, Jonathan Pierce was like, a very clever finish. The ball hit off his heel, and then he flicked his other leg.
Yeah.
It looked, because when I first saw it, I was like, fucking hell, that's unreal. Pure Matrix shit. But like, he had no idea.
Yeah, absolutely had no idea. This is the same Jonathan Pierce that claimed that Mudryk scored that, that sort of chipped cross thing against Raya on purpose last season, when he clearly was trying to cross the ball. Like, Jonathan Pierce, you're a great Robot Wars commentator, but
Get Matilda, couldn't it?
He actually annoys me, Jonathan Pierce, but we won't go into that.
Why does he annoy you? Let's go
just
into
because
it.
every single time. Remember then who was it? Basuma got sent off for diving last season.
Yeah.
And he was like, shame, absolutely shameful. It's like, mate, he's just take a dive in the pitch. Like, well, all the things that go on in football, that is not what you need to be ashamed.
Shame.
I bet next week, Basuma was getting racially abused or something on the pitch, and he's just like,
aye.
Not by him, by the way.
Someone's savoury chance.
not by Jonathan Pierce, I hasten to add. But yeah, he just annoys me. The last season, I described him as the Alex. What was it? Who's the American conspiracy theorist?
Alex Jones.
The Alex Jones of football commentary. Because some of the things he has with, you're just like, are you well?
Are you all right, mate?
I don't know. Just needs that arm around the shoulder, you know. Get Craig Charles to do it. He likes him. I'm guessing.
Craig Charles likes a lot of things, mate.
That's why he's called Charles. Anyway, you got to see again the weakness of that defensive midfield when João Pedro just bullies his way past him to tee up Milner, who almost scores.
Yeah.
I think that's the one that Dallo cleaned clears off the line.
Past the goalie.
Milner was great all game. But it's incredible that he's still playing this well.
39?
38 or 30, no, actually Young's 39, he's 38.
Amazing.
But it was him managing to get past Ahmed Diallo, who then pulls his shirt to the ground. That's supposed to be the opposite way around, you know. But United did actually break through quite a few times. They were offside a hell of a lot in this game.
Let's get to the best bit of the game.
What's that?
When Zirkzee scores Garnacho's goal.
Yeah.
Because it was a brilliant bit of play. The ball goes to Garnacho. He hits it on target, and then Zirkzee on the line just knees it in. Like your mate in school that just poaches all the time.
It's like David Nugent. That's how he got his only England goal.
Mate, but hilarious.
Isn't what happened that so he slides to try and make the initial contact with the cross. It ends up going past him to Garnacho, who shoots, and then
he's looking at the ball while he's got his knee up.
Aye, but he's just trying to stand up, is he not?
No, he's trying to steal the goal. He's a rat. He's a rat.
He's a rat.
He's trying to get the tap in.
Second game Paddy's seen him in, and he's already concluded he is a rat.
Aye, imagine doing that to your mate, and that's brutal.
I mean, I doubt they're mates. But what else was there in this game that I wanted to talk about? I mean, that is fucking insane, though. In fact, we need to talk about that point. Should that be offside?
What?
Should that be offside?
If he taps it in when it's already going.
Because it's going in, he's not interfering with the play, he's not stopping anyone getting it. I know letter law is offside, and I'm not saying I have, that my opinion is that it shouldn't. I'm asking the question, should it be offside? Because he has done nothing to change the outcome of that situation.
Aye, fair play. But no, because it's funny. So, like, keep it the way it is.
Let's introduce...
So when somebody does it, you can just be like, fuck you, Dane.
Let's introduce more laws to football just because they're funny.
Aye.
That's what I want.
Make it funny.
Referees have to wear a clown nose and not explain why. Like, shit like that. What was the other one? Which United eventually exposed with Diallo. Oh, yeah, the high line. That's... So Diallo was caught offside a couple of times. Rashford got caught offside quite a lot. And when Brighton are playing that high a line, there's really no excuse because you are quick enough.
I know.
You should. I'm not saying it was your fault, Paddy.
I know, but like it's just thingy. Shearer talked about it loads. He was just like, you should be experienced enough to just look along the line,
especially someone like Rashford. Yeah, Diallo you can maybe forgive because he's not nowhere near as experienced as Rashford, but really shouldn't. And obviously they do end up getting through that way. Diallo scores. Using his pace. He actually looked quite sharp, quite good, despite being offside a few times. I'm not convinced that ball was going in, though, until the deflection of Van Hecker.
Nah, it's one of the ones that was so close between him kicking it and hitting the player, you can't tell. But I'd always get to the striker. Especially if that's like his first goal or something. He's 20 years old and you're just going to... Take it a nah.
Nah, none of that, son. Right, okay, we've discussed the offside. Delict came on. And looked good.
Looked class, eh?
Was cutting out crosses, heading the ball away, being reasonably good at defending. At defending. Couldn't do everything for the team though. His positioning when the ball comes back in after the corner absolutely spot on. Everybody behind him, no
Just
idea what
fucked
they were
off.
doing.
Aye.
There's 9 Man United players in the box for when Brighton get their second goal, and there are 3 unmarked Brighton players at the back post. I didn't know you could fit that many people in the box and not be near each other.
Queuing. It was so funny, man.
I just don't know. Like we were talking about it earlier, whether defending's kind of getting to be a lost art, but what the hell? Who organises that?
I don't even think that's
man?
defending. Like you just said, it's just somebody shouting.
Aye, I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like somebody organising them.
But you like generally speaking with set piece defending, like you get coached, you're either man to man or you're zonal, or there's a form of hybrid. Yeah, they were doing nothing.
Aye, they were all just running a bit.
They were like, so Delict was, I'll stand at the front post, I'll mark the man here, and then the other 8 players that were in the box
just run at the ball.
They were like, oh, we'll just gather in a circle near the edge of the box and have a chat. And then obviously Brighton end up scoring from it. I just don't understand who coached that.
It's hilarious.
I mean, it is funny because it's United, but I mean, Jesus Christ. Ugarte, like, he's coming in, and obviously it's just one player, but we've seen how much of a difference a good centre defensive midfielder can make with the likes of Rodri at Man City or Rice at Arsenal. Yeah. So, you know, I'm not saying it's going to fix all United's problems, but it's 100% the right signing they need to make, or the right kind of signing they need to make. So, we'll see how he gets on, but I would expect him to be better. As for Brighton, the new young manager actually looks quite decent. Made some good signings. What do you think could be a good season for them?
I think Europe, any kind of Europe.
That's a risk. I mean, not a risk. It's just unlikely, though, isn't it? With how many other teams have made really good signings and stuff like that.
I think they're capable of finishing 6th, man. Like we've got it in them.
6?
Aye.
So who have you got above them then? I know we went over this last week. So City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Did you have above them or Newcastle?
Can't remember.
Some other team.
But I'm just saying, I don't think I put them 6 in a prediction, but they're capable of it. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, but like
won their first 2 games.
I don't think they were brilliant in the first game, but in that game they looked pretty decent.
Did they no smash Everton 4-0 away?
Yeah, no, it was 3-0. One of the goals got ruled out. But again, for a lot of that game, Brighton didn't look particularly brilliant. So.
Plus, it's Everton, so
aye. It's like beating up a child. Aston Villa, Arsenal. I was really nervous about this one. Not gonna lie. Because obviously the only team that beat us twice last year.
Cost you the title. And
for the majority of this game, well, 60 minutes of it, they actually looked probably the better team, you'd have to say. And they just couldn't take advantage of it. Ollie Watkins passed up an unbelievable opportunity to score when he put it wide. And see, at a moment like that, I was just kind of thinking, Arsenal might just shithouse this and get a goal, and that'll be it. But no, they played really well. Saka looked really lively again from the start. Another year has gone by and he looks even bigger somehow. Like he looks like he's actually grown. Which is nice to see because he was always a wee guy.
Wee totty guy.
Yeah, but no, he looked really sharp again. But there was a bit of needle in this game as well. Obviously, John McGinn just firing the ball into Saliba's stomach.
Well, Saliba was jumped down like a wee dafty because his shirt got pulled and he like jumped up in the air and went down. So fair play to him again for smacking a ball at him.
Well, fair play
for acting like that.
Fair play to Ben White for smacking a ball back at
I rate it.
The accuracy as well of that.
I know.
I really rate the way the referee handled that though. No bookings like that. Just stop being a wank, stop being a wank. I'm paraphrasing. But that was basically the gist of it.
Like, bandering each other with that ball. I'll take half his.
And nobody will play. Nobody will play. I'll try to think. It's Raya.
Oh, mate, what a save.
I'm going to have to start complimenting this man again.
Mate, that was an incredible save.
Aye.
The fact that like he was on the deck and
gets up that quickly.
Aye, jumps up that quickly.
I mean, you got to say Watkins should be putting it.
Mate, so like that's what I thought at first. But then when I was watching the replays, you've got to think the keeper's on his arse. Like, if you just get this on target, it's a goal. There's no way he's getting back up in time. The fact they managed to like get back up and then dive for it was incredible.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is an amazing goalkeeper. See there, just as I said, Ollie Watkins got me doing better with that. I just got a message from Tattoo David just saying that's because you're racist. I don't understand the context. But it's almost like he was hearing me having a go at Ollie Watkins. You're
That's
fucking
'cause
racist.
you're racist. Well, to be fair, like, chances are.
I should say he wasn't sending that to me. It was a group chat just before anyone thinks is Peter racist. Not in public. Arsenal weren't at their best, but if you can win games when you're not at your best, it's usually a good sign. And again, it's Trossard off the bench.
Yep.
Super sub.
We frog eyes, man. We frog eyes. Just straight in there.
There he is.
Just riveted
Coming off
straight
the
in there.
bench, changing the game for his team.
Yeah, man. Jumped off his
You
wee
look
lily
like
pad. Put in the bottom corner.
You know, when it cuts to the bench during the game, some people get caught picking their nose and that. He's just licking his eye. Like,
Catching flies with his tongue.
oh, like we've got our new Roy Hodgson as an ill. Now that he's retired.
Trossard's a wee frog guy.
But a very talented frog guy. That's what we do need to say. It's a brilliant bit of build-up before the goal, though. You know, Odegaard's pass through to Saka, the sort of reverse ball that White dummies. Saka puts it into the danger area, and Trossard just always finds himself in that position.
He's so good for that. Like, coming off the bench and scoring important goals, not just...
Well, why he's so good at that is because of how different him and Martinelli are. Because Martinelli's like a proper winger. He'll run to the byline, he'll stay out wide, and he'll just keep running, and he's got so much pace that it'll exhaust whoever's marking him. And then Trossard comes in more of an inside forward, and he just kind of bides his time and makes the right run at the right time. He doesn't waste energy. He saves his sprints for when he needs them, and he's got a really good finish on him. I can't believe how affordable he was as well now when you look back on it compared to
for Brighton, wasn't it?
Aye. And compared to like the fee they were wanting for Mudryk, it just seems like such a good deal to get him in. And that completely changes the game. As soon as that goal comes in, Arsenal are like, right, okay. I don't know if Villa were just opening up a little bit more because they were like, okay, we need to try and get a goal here. But as soon as Arsenal took the lead, they just started passing it around them, using the space, getting the ball out to the wingers, and it only looked like it was going to go one way.
Party scores.
No Thomas, no Party. I mean, the keeper probably should do better with that.
The best keeper in the world, aye. That's what the chat was for Emery.
Aye.
He's like, good evening. He's the best keeper in the world. Like, right, mate.
Was there anything else he said, or was it just good evening? He's the best.
Good evening.
I think Martinez says that about himself as well. You know,
he does. And like,
he's the best at shagging a Golden Glove trophy I've ever seen in the world. But
I cannot rate him saying it, but like the manager saying it, like, no.
You know, Emery, I'm pretty sure you've managed better goalkeepers.
Like, you don't become the best keeper in the world without thinking you're the best keeper in the world. But like I'm thinking that, but don't come in and like,
don't
agree
reinforce it. No, I mean, like, you can't have too much of a go Martinez because he is such a good goalkeeper for them. Like, he is a brilliant goalkeeper.
Yep.
But you would expect him to get a stronger hand to that. The only thing you can say is maybe that he hasn't seen the shot because it's come through a crowd of bodies in front of him. So he's not seen it till very late. Although that doesn't seem to stop Raya, weirdly, this season, who's just in incredible form. It was a really even game. I don't think Arsenal could have particularly complained if this game ended in a draw because of the way the match went, the chances that both teams had. I don't think they could have complained too much. But those are the games you need to win.
Yep.
So fair play. As for Villa, you play like that against other 15, 16 teams in the league, you'll probably win.
It'll be fine.
Aye, so I really wouldn't worry about it. You were pretty good. Spurs versus Everton.
Yep.
Everton are pish, aren't they?
Everton are so shite, man. Well, you know, like scrapping their fans after the game.
Well, they got accosted by them at a train station. Why are they getting the train?
I know.
Home?
I was going to say why
are you using public transport to get home? Like
a fucking school trip. Sean Dyche is with a clipboard.
Lads, all the money's on the new stadium. It's Northern Rail.
Try to cross a road in a wanner. Dyche is at the front, one of the coaches at the back. Like, it's ferry.
He's at a lollipop.
What age are you? Grow up. Get a bus.
We've made that up in your take.
Get a bus. Most teams fly everywhere.
I know, but you shouldn't do that either because the planet's dying.
Oh, fuck it then.
This might be the one prediction I actually get right, Everton's relegation, because, you know, they're fucking awful.
I can see them sacking Dyche mid-October if it keeps going like this.
And then he'll go to another relegation threatened team and keep them up. What are the bets of that?
Yeah, aye. Go to Ipswich. Keep them up, man.
I don't want Ipswich to get rid of Kieran McKenna. I think that would be an utter
but like,
travesty.
as an example.
A guy that I but just a general side point. If they are in relegation, by which they will be, don't get rid of McKenna. He's just brought you up 2 divisions, man. That would be such a dick move. When I was looking at the start of the game, I looked at Tottenham's forward line, the Odegaard, Johnson, and Son, and I was like, that's kind of weak. Obviously, aside from Son, who's outstanding, but Odegaard was at Burnley last season. Johnson's Johnson, but obviously they ended up scoring 4
All
goals.
3 of them are rapid as well.
Aye, I mean Odegaard was actually really, really good at the start of this game in particular, going down the left wing because he was always getting found by Maddison. And he was always making that run. And if you've got that in your head as a defender constantly, you always need to be aware, oh, this guy's going to be doing that. And then that just creates space everywhere else because they know that the fullback's not as quick as him. So the centre-back has to come across and help him out. And it just created space and they exploited it brilliantly.
It's good that they've got Son through the middle as an option. If like Solanke gets injured like he did at the
Shows what they think of Richarlison though, eh?
I know, aye. But he's a good like bench player because he can come on and play anywhere across the front.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Yeah, he's good utility forward. And Son's just outstanding.
Aye,
brilliant footballer. Johnson again, I would say he's more of a bench player, but I think he's the kind of player that suits the way Ange plays, even if he's not quite at the level you'd want him to be at. And it's not just them up front because Christian Romero once again just decides to wander forward and have a dig.
See the dig? I thought, see if he'd scored that, it would have been a screamer, man. Like chests it down and smacks it.
He's got that in his locker, man. Like nobody's told him what position he plays. It actually kind of reminds me of like Chris Ayer back at like when he was at Celtic because he would just
bomb forward,
dribble
and
forward.
have a laugh.
Although Van Dijk did that when he was up at Celtic.
But Van Dijk, it looked like he was playing with wee boys up here. It was fucking brutal.
Well, I didn't. To be fair, he was playing alongside Glenn Loovens, wasn't he? It wasn't that hard to stand out.
Celtic legend Glenn Loovens.
Do you know what? The weird thing is, I don't think that's his first mention of this podcast. Pickford makes a relatively decent save early on. Nothing outstanding, nothing spectacular, and then turns to the camera and goes, "Have you got that? Did you get that on camera?" Now, that bit him right in his ring piece, didn't it?
Yeah, mate. It was funny. How does he start for England, man?
I don't know. But like, if you're going to be that cocky, you need to be sure you're going to have the game of your fucking life.
And then, like, literally 10 minutes later, he just like falls asleep on the ball.
And yeah, at least one of the goals was entirely his fault. And
that's what I'm talking about, the one where he gets a pass back.
And if you do that shit first and then make that kind of mistake, you're just going to look like a fud.
Yeah.
And then people keep bringing up, you've only got tiny wee arms.
It's so good, like, if the only thing I could hear after the second goal, when, like, he made the horrific mistake and scored, all I could hear was cameras just clicking behind him, like, fuck.
He did make a decent save from Maddison, to be fair. Like, Spurs did this a lot in that game, like, sort of arc and diagonal balls into the centre of the goal. They must have noticed that Everton are dog shit at handling that, because he just kept pinging them in. And Maddison usually got in the end of them. And another day he could have had 3 or 4 goals, but he just didn't manage to score. But they've clearly identified that that's a weak spot. And usually if a team keeps doing that against you, at some point, a defender as experienced as Tarkowski would go, guys, we need to do something about this. Because this keeps happening.
Guys, listen.
I've got an idea. Shall we try defending?
Should we try kicking away? But
I mean, says it all with the amount of money that Everton spent over the course of the past 10 years, and it has been a lot. Obviously, it's died down a bit recently, but the starting centre halves are Tarkowski and Keane.
Yeah.
Burnley too reunited, but I'm worried about them. I'm not worried. Everton are going to go down. Then Basuma scored an absolute screamer.
Yeah.
Basuma, who wasn't in the last game because he was caught doing laughing gas. And by caught, I mean he posted it on his own social media. What 3am kit then is he getting fucking laughing gas?
Mad bastard.
When me and Matt moved into my flat years ago, So it's when I lived just south of the river in town. They were told us explicitly, right, there's no smoking in this flat. Nothing like that, no smoking. Like, right, okay. We walked in the first cupboard we opened, there was a bowl with 40 lighters under it. And then under the pool table, there was like 3 whippets of Laughing Cat. I was like, what did you think was happening in this gaff? Like, just south of the river. But Basuma's into it, apparently. It was a great finish from him, though.
Aye.
First Spurs goal, apparently. Good work from Kulusevski before it. And who was it that was linking up with him on that side? Was it Johnson? It was, aye. After me slagging him off. But yeah, they
Smash
good
bar
connection.
in. Shades of Tony Yeboah.
Don't give them that much credit. Like, Tony Yeboah could do that on the regular.
Aye.
As Bissumma's first goal.
That's his trademark.
Aye, Yeboah was fantastic. It's also a really fun name to say. But you got to say with the Pickford goal, you got to give Son a lot of credit for that.
Aye,
as well.
for chasing.
It's such an Ange goal.
Aye.
Like the sort of press,
seen
just
loads of
press the
them.
goalkeeper.
I
Yeah,
think it was one against Rangers.
aye.
In McGregor, exact same sort of thing.
It was funny.
It was funny, aye.
Aside from McNeil, we'll wrap up soon because I don't want to keep going on. But aside from McNeil, I didn't really see anything. A couple of good dribbles from McNeil. Aside from that, I didn't see Everton. For Everton fans to be like, oh no, but there is hope. Like it just all looked pretty dire from their point of view. I don't know if there's anything else you can say. Oh, the fourth goal.
What was that?
So Van de Ven gets the ball basically on the edge of his own
straight
box.
through the middle of the park.
I know he's like biblically quick, right? I know. But a centre half should not be able to run from his own box to the other box
in a straight line
without anybody hoffing him. Like, see, once it's clear he's getting away from you and you're not going to be able to stop him, take him out.
I think somebody tried though, but because he's like the fucking Terminator, man, massive.
I think he used to be a fullback or a wing back, so that's why he's so quick. But I mean, come on, you can't let a centre half run from box to box and nobody doing a bit of that. I think that just shows even more the problems that Everton have. So last week Solanke starts, Spurs struggle to score. This week Solanke doesn't start through injury. Spurs score 4. Are you beginning to regret your call that he will not be a flop, Patrick?
Well, it's hard to say. He didn't play. Give him a break.
He didn't play and they scored 4.
Yeah, you're waiting for him to fall down.
Yeah.
And I like it.
He's already fallen down. Well, quick word on City Ipswich. That was inevitable.
Aye, Haaland hat-trick.
I mean, fair play to Ipswich getting a goal.
He's 10th hat-trick for City.
Yeah, 94 goals in 101 games.
I seen a picture and like all the players have signed the match ball and somebody wrote on it, I'm sicky signing these things. I don't know who it was, but whoever that was, 10 out of 10 for Pata. I just wrote, like, everybody's like, oh, well done, love heart kiss. And he just wrote, I'm sicky signing these things.
I'm trying to think if they've got anyone. That must be either a local, but it's got to be someone from like Manchester.
Or something.
Aye, it's got to be someone
Great
from the north. Aye, yeah, fair play. De Bruyne, outstanding. Like the pass for Haaland's wee dinked goal, where he takes the header and like it's into that space where the defenders aren't going to get there before Haaland because he's too quick, but it's close enough to the keeper. He thinks I need to come out and get it. As soon as he heads it past him, then just lobs it over the keeper, the defender. Just magic,
phenomenal, absolutely
magic. And it really could have been like 6-1 in that game. Ipswich, don't judge yourself based off of City and Liverpool.
No.
You've had the toughest start basically it's possible to have. Yeah, we'll probably just wrap it up there. Could talk about West Ham and that, but West Ham played well. Fulkrug is occupying defenders, which creates space for Bowen and Kudus to do their thing, and they actually look quite good.
And Newcastle played at a boring draw.
Yes, and despite Joe Linton clotheslining a man. But,
yeah, Big Joe, man. Linton by name.
And on that note, we're going to go clothesline some cunts.
We're going to wait a roundabout with a motorbike.
Just clotheslining people as they come off it.
Oh, amazing.
So let's say goodbye from Patrick.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye for me. Stay fresh, cheese bags.